Hi everyone, welcome to MSUNN Yoga and Wellness. I'm Dr. Melissa, and today we're going to be doing a recovery for after you've hit the slopes, or it could be a recovery after any activity that you've done. And this is Gabby, so she may be popping in and out to join us. So go grab your mats and let's do this. Okay, so today we're going to really focus on that recovery mode so that you can get rid of some of those aches and pains or stiffness after you've done something that you haven't done for a while, or just a good post-recovery. So let's come onto our hands and knees, coming into tabletop to start. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips, and just really focus on your breath. You want to take a nice big breath in, lift your head and your tailbone up. Exhale, round it out. Pull your chin in towards your chest, round out. Press into those palms. Inhale, lift, sink the chest. Press the tailbone, look up. One more time, press, round it out, coming into cat. And then you're going to sink the hips back. Let those arms stretch all the way out in front child's pose. Nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Sink those hips down by your heels. Inhale, come back up, press back into those palms. Coming to a neutral tabletop. And then you're just going to start to shift your hips from side to side. You can even turn your gaze to look over towards the left and then send it over towards the right. So I can definitely feel it. I've had a couple of days of skiing and my back's definitely a little sore. So this has helped getting some of those kinks out, which feels so great. So just keep shifting the hips from side to side. If it feels really good on one side, you can stay there. Good, we're gonna do one more. And then sink those hips back, child's pose. Reach through those fingertips, head gets nice and heavy. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, pull yourself, come back up. You're gonna take your right leg, step the right leg out in front. Let the right knee sink forward over those toes. You want a little gentle tuck of the tailbone underneath. Pull the shoulders up and back and feel that nice stretch in the front of your left hip. Keep pressing down into the right foot. Sink the foot a little bit deeper. Maybe those arms wanna float up overhead. Interlace the fingers and just sink down. Staying here, maybe we bend over towards the right hand side. Really reach through those left fingertips and you're gonna feel a nice stretch all the way down that left side. Good. Inhale, pull yourself, come back up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the front thigh. Straighten the right hip. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward, hinge forward for a nice hamstring stretch. And we're gonna move in and out of this and that hip flexor stretch. So hinge forward for a breath. Exhale, straighten the front thigh. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Bend through the front knee, sink those hips. Good. Straighten the front thigh. And remember what this side feels like compared to your other side. So we want to create that balance. Bend. Good, one more time, straighten. Bend through that front knee. So you're gonna bend, keep bending through the front knee. Hands come to the ground. And we're gonna take the right foot and just heel toe that right foot over towards the left hand side. Getting ready to come into pigeon. So you lower that shin to the ground. And it's okay if the shin falls back a little bit. You wanna make sure those hips stay nice and even. And then you'll come down onto those forearms. Let your head get nice and heavy and just sink everything down. You want to make sure you're not rolling too much to the right. So try and keep those hips nice and even over that front thigh. Stay with the breath. So nice breath in and you exhale, let it go a little bit more. Noticing where you feel the pulling, if it's in your hips, if it's in the low back. Take another nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Good job. Just noticing where you feel that tightness, letting it go. Good. Slowly walk those hands back towards your front shin. Keep pressing into that left arm. You're gonna take your right arm, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, spin the chest open. Exhale, bring it down. One more time. Inhale, reach open through the chest. Exhale, bring it back down. Good, you're gonna curl your back toes underneath, pop back up into a plank. Drop down to the knees, or you can stay up and just lower all the way down. Inhale, lift. You're gonna pull yourself forward, lift up and back, little cobra. And it's yogi's choice. So you can pick if you wanna sink back into a child's pose, maybe stretching out that low back a little more, or if you wanna come into a down dog, curl those toes underneath, press the hips up, and maybe you're just pedaling it out. So kind of loosening up those hamstrings, sinking in between the chest. Maybe you're dancing or moving. If it feels good to stay still, you can do that. But just tuning in to kind of see what your body feels like after you've hit those slopes or whatever activity that you did today. Inhale, come forward, come back down onto those knees, and we're gonna take the left leg, step the left leg forward. Now really press into the left foot, sink the left knee forward over the toes, little tuck of that tailbone underneath. So you keep pressing down into the right knee. So you wanna feel a nice stretch all the way through that side. So a nice breath in. Exhale, sink deeper into that front thigh. And just comparing this side to the other side. Was one side a little tighter than the other? And if it is, just go back and repeat on that other side to create that balance. Next, inhale, we'll bring those arms all the way up overhead. Interlace those fingers, bend over towards the left hand side. Stretch out through those fingertips, head gets heavy. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Keep reaching through those right fingertips. You're gonna pull yourself, come back up, straighten through the left thigh. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward, hinge at those hips. Bend through the front knee, sink it forward. Just gently easing into that left hamstring. Left hip back, right hip forward, then hinge it. And it feels good holding that hamstring stretch. You can definitely hold it there. I like to move in and out of this. I also do a nerve glide for that sciatic nerve. Your nerves are like floss. You want to glide them back and forth, nice and smooth, so it's not getting stuck or held down by anything. Good, and then bend through that front knee. One more time, straighten that front thigh. Hinge it forward, good. And then bend the knee, hands come down towards the ground, and start to scoot that left foot over towards the right hand side. And then slowly drop that shin back, and it's okay if the shin comes back. You want to feel a nice stretch on the outside of that left hip. So kind of on this area on the other side. And then scoot yourself down onto those arms. Make sure you're nice and even, and just let that head relax down. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. And compare left to right. Maybe one side's a little tighter. Maybe you notice it's harder to keep yourself centered on one side, but you want to keep that focus on your breath. Nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it all go. And then you're going to slowly start to walk those hands back towards your front shin. Keep your right foot down, right hand, left and right, feet and hands. Okay, so keep pressing into that right hand. Take your left arm, float the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, left arm reaches underneath. One more time, press into that right arm, spin your chest, come all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring that hand back down. Okay, yogi's choice here. You can press straight back into child's pose. You can curl those toes underneath, come into plank. Plank on your knees. Slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, lift, come up and back. Cobra. Curl those toes underneath, either child's pose or down dog. Heels press down, take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. One more time, nice big deep breath in. Really press the heels, lift the tailbone, press into those palms. Okay, So now we're going to slowly start to walk those feet forward. If you're in child's pose, just make your way towards the front of your mat. Just coming to a forward fold, a little bend in your knees. Maybe you grab hold of your elbows and just gently sway from side to side. Kind of loosening up that back a little bit more. You're going to be pressing into your feet. And just spread the toes. Hands come to those thighs and just roll yourself all the way up. We're going to lift those arms all the way up overhead. Stretch up through those fingertips. Gaze comes up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers. Good. And then we're going to bend over towards the right hand side. So press into the feet, lift up, bend over towards that right hand side. Make sure your left shoulder doesn't dip down, that you keep pressing and opening towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift, come back up. And we're gonna head over towards the left-hand side. Stretch through those right fingertips, reach it out. Inhale, lift, come back up. Exhale, twist, right-hand side. Lower those hands down behind. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Inhale, float those arms, come back up. And we're heading over towards the other side. Good. Inhale, lift those arms, come back up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down towards heart center. So pressing into those feet, spread the toes, lift up nice and tall. We're gonna take our right leg. Step your right leg back, coming into a crescent lunge. So really press into that left foot. Inhale, float the arms all the way up overhead. Left hand comes to your hip. Take the right arm, reach that right arm over towards the left-hand side. Really stretch through those fingertips. Keep pressing that right heel down towards the ground. Good. From here, we're going to spin open. Back heel drops down. Right hand comes down. Left arm reaches up and back. Breathe into that left rib cage. Open it up. Keep pressing into those feet. Let the head get nice and heavy. You're going to inhale, pull yourself, come back up. Spin up onto the back toes, hands come down towards the ground. Step it back, plank, yogi's choice. Child's pose, or if you want to flow, you can lower all the way down. Inhale, pull yourself forward, lift up and back. Curl the toes underneath down dog, or head to that child's pose. It's up to you what you want to do. Listen to your body. And just pedal those heels. So we're going to do that one more time on the other side. I want you to stop and think how your back feels right now, how your neck feels, how those hips are feeling. And then slowly start to walk those feet forward. If you're in child's pose, come and join us at the front of your mat. Press into those feet, lift, come all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring those hands down towards heart center. Okay, left foot's gonna go back this time. So press into the right foot, spread your right toes, take that left foot, step your left foot back. Inhale, float, lift those arms, come all the way up overhead, crescent lunge. Right hand comes to your hip. Left arm bends over towards that right hand side. Drive your left heel down towards the ground. Okay, from here, yogis, we're spinning that back heel down, opening up, warrior two. Front heel's in line with the back arch. Left arm comes down, that right arm's gonna float up and back, reverse your warrior, but really breathe into that rib cage on that right hand side. Inhale, pull yourself, come back up. We're gonna spin it back down. So yogi's choice. If you wanna go to child's pose, head to child's pose. Maybe take a little vinyasa through creating a little more movement. Inhale, pull yourself forward, lift up in that back. And then you're gonna slowly curl the toes underneath, down dog. Well, there goes Gabby. Press the heels down, lift that tailbone up, sink in between the shoulders. Nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. And just compare how it felt now to last time. And then slowly pull yourself forward, and we're gonna come onto our backs. So just getting down on that back, getting nice and heavy. I don't know about you guys, but my back already is feeling much better after the 2 days of skiing I've had. Just give yourself a hug, gently rocking from one side to the other. And then let go of the left, lengthen out through the left leg, really reach through your heel, pull your right knee in towards your chest, neck and shoulders, stay nice and relaxed. Maybe just some circles with that right foot. And we're gonna switch. Bring your left knee in, right leg goes out. Really lengthen out through the left heel, neck and shoulders nice and heavy. Press out through the heel and do the same thing, some circles on that left side. Just tiny little circles. Good. Bring both those knees, we're almost there. Home stretch to our recovery, and our back's feeling awesome. Okay, arms come out towards the side. We're gonna bring the legs over towards that right hand side. Good, left arm's heavy. You can take your right hand and just place your right hand on top of those thighs. That shoulder gets nice and heavy. And we're just gonna rotate in and out of this. So take your left hand, lift the left hand, come up, bring it over towards the right hand side, and then slowly open it back up. So you might feel this in the middle of your back, the chest, your low back. Slowly open back up. Exhale, close it one more time. Inhale, open, and we're gonna hold it here. Head's nice and heavy, nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. One more time, nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. And those knees come back up towards center. Float them over towards the left hand side. Right arm goes out towards the side. Left hand can come on top of those knees. Just notice the difference from side to side. Maybe you can go further on one side than the other. And then float that arm, bring it up and over. And then lift it up and back. Right hand comes up. Exhale, rotate it back. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, open it up and holding it here. Take a nice breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go. And then bring those knees back up towards center. You're gonna straighten out through the legs. Inhale, float the arms all the way up overhead. Stretch out through those fingertips. Reach through your toes. Exhale, bring your hands back down by your side and just pausing for a minute. Get nice and heavy, kind of settle in on your mat and check in to see how everything feels. Focusing that attention on your breath. As the inhale, feel that stomach expanding up. Exhale, stomach's going down. The neck and shoulders are nice and relaxed. That back has been softened. The hips and the thighs are loosened up. One more nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. I'm just gonna bring those knees in towards our chest. Gently roll on to one side. Press yourself, come all the way up to a comfortable seated position. We're gonna take a nice breath in, lift those arms, come all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down towards heart center. So I hope all of your backs are feeling nice and relaxed after a hard day on the slopes or the activity that you chose. Enjoyed your recovery class, and until next time, namaste.